I'm tired. It is barely going on 7 in the morning, and I'm going to go try and ride my skateboard because welcome to Arizona, where it's like 7 a.m. and it's almost 100 degrees. And so I'm trying to get out a little bit early before it gets just too unbearably hot, because this whole week is a heat wave, like heat warning. So I'm just trying to be as productive as I can in some way or another, and physical exercise is probably one of those things I should start getting back into, just because I need to. But anyways, guys, welcome to another video. So we out here just after, oh wow, it's already 7:30. Holy crap, it took me a while to get here. But we got coffee, we got water, we got a fresh board, we got fresh shoes. Hopefully it's a good session. And we got the whole place to ourselves, which is nice, because I always feel so awkward when I have people here. Yeah, if you guys watch one of the other videos, I was complaining that my shoes were like delaminating or ungluing themselves, even though they were new, and then my board just felt really weird. So hopefully a new board, hopefully new shoes, makes today go a little bit better than the other skate session. I've been trying to skate a little bit more. This will be, I think, my third time in the past like 7 or 8 days. And I'm just trying to get back into the groove of everything. I miss making videos the way I did a couple years ago, where I was doing a lot of skating and a lot of car stuff like in the mix. And right now I don't have a lot of car stuff going on because of waiting on stuff for the DA and then funds, because I'm obviously trying to do my self-employment, make my own business type thing. So I'm trying to spend my money more wisely, but hopefully you guys are still enjoying the content nonetheless. But let's get warmed up, get my old knees loosened up a little bit, and try and get some tricks in for you guys. Back from skating. It is like going on 9 in the morning now, or is 9, something like that. But starting the day off early now because again it is so stinking hot. But don't have much going on for the day. Waiting on somebody to buy the extra harness bars that I have going on, the pre-sale, not the pre-sale, the prototype ones, because it's pending from one of the guys on here. So waiting for him to send me the money for that, and then still waiting on the stupid water jet shop. If any of you guys know how to do, if any of you guys are local and you know how to draw on like SolidWorks or something like that to make me DXF files, if this shop won't give me my DXF files, can you please comment down below that you know how to do that, so I can come to you and I can bring my pieces that I already have made and have you redraw them, so that way I can start doing this online, because the online supplier send cut send is so much more efficient and fast. But for the time being, this is my dad's girlfriend's Accord, and we picked this thing up from a coworker a while ago. It's been a really solid car, but her power steering rack just kind of took a dump on us. That really big bolt, like at the pinion or whatever, just started puking everywhere. So got one from LKQ and figured we got nothing else going on for the day. Gonna try and knock this out as quick as we can before it gets to be 117 like it says it's supposed to be today. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but there's like an orangish tint in the sky right now. It's because a good chunk of the state is on fire like 40 miles away, so that's kind of sketchy, and that's probably not helping the temperature because it's like all the smoke and cloud is covering us and blanketing us in heat. But yeah, so let's get crack-a-lackin'. I don't know if any of you guys have ever changed a steering rack before. Kind of a pain in the butt on the Hondas because it's tucked back here, but basically all you got to do, relatively simple, is get your tie rods and all that disconnected, and then you have to take your hard line off, like your high pressure line and stuff. That's the hard part, at least on this car, because the access or lack thereof to the line. And then you have to go in under your footwell, like your steering column area, you have your little cover, take that off, and there's usually like a 10 or 12 mil bolt that holds the pinion to the steering shaft. So got everything ready to come out except for these hard lines, and you can't even see them really. Like they're, let me see if I can zoom on that. The lines are right there. Such a huge pain in the butt to get to. So we got the one on the left off, obviously, that's a 15. Just had to go buy some more crow's foot wrenches to try and get that 17 on the right. And then it should just be able to wiggle right out. We got the cat and everything else off. But yeah, these things are just a huge pain in the butt to get the stupid racks out of. I just hate changing the front wheel drive ones, because at least on the S2000 the rack is in front of everything, so you can just unbolt it. On the newer Hondas and stuff, it's like up on the firewall, so it's not even a big deal. But these older Hondas like the Integra, like the Accords and Civics and stuff, it sucks how it's tucked up and back below everything. I apologize for the lack of filming, but this is definitely just trying to get the job done, and I wanted to film something for you guys anyway. So we got the rack out. Turns out that I had to end up removing the actual whole U-joint that goes on the pinion, I think this is, right here. And then we had to end up removing the inner and outer tie rod from the driver's side here. So when we go to install the new one, we're going to replace both inner and outer tie rods. So word of the wise, just take both inner and outer tie rods off and this whole rack will just fall right out. It's so much easier like that. We took the one side off and it was a bit of a fight, but we were able to wiggle it all out. So we're gonna clean this up because we gotta reuse that pinion gear, or the pinion thing, I think. Again, I'm not sure if that's the right thing. Correct me if I'm wrong on what it's called. But this whole assembly here, this top piece, is what we need to put onto the new rack, and then we need to transfer these two hard lines over, which isn't a problem because we got all these fancy crow's foot wrenches and stuff. So making steady progress. It is just really freaking hot out here. You guys should definitely slap that like button, and I'd love you all so much if you'll go to the Big Cartel and order yourself some shirts and stuff, because it's it's really hot and I can't keep working like this the whole summer out here in the heat. So that merch stuff, the little bit of money I make off those shirts would come in greatly clutch. Please? All right, so got this thing all cleaned up because again, this is what we're reusing. And then we got to take these lines off of here on the new rack, but I wanted that all clean so that way I didn't get any debris in there when I'm trying to do it. And just, I hate dirty work areas. So now I'm gonna power wash the piss out of the work area under the car. Make sure it's nice and clean because I'm tired of getting dripped on. Okay. So this O-ring, this thing is flat, so I'm gonna have to dig around, see if I have another one. If not, we'll have to go get one, but overall, I think I see how this actually goes together now. It's really simple. Alright, so it is now Thursday. Our part came in, so this is our part number right here. If you ever happen to have to change this one, it's the seal is good. It's the same part number from like 85 to 06 or something like that. So it's 53666-S50-003, and it is this little guy. So let's slap this in the rack really quick, and let's get this all put back together. Alright, I apologize, but my camera overheated. It's like 112 today. So basically all I did off camera was I took the tie rods off because I needed to turn the rack itself, because when I was trying to put the pinion in, the rack actually ended up rotating. So I basically just had to take the boots off, and then I was able to use a crescent wrench to rotate the rack back. Got this installed with the new O-ring, got these lines tightened down. And I'm going to put this up in the car now, and then once this is back in the car, bolted up, then we're going to reinstall the tie rods. So again, my camera's probably going to end up overheating if I leave it on the time lapse. I'm going to just have to cut to when this is kind of mostly put back together. But you're going to want to wait to put your inner tie rods on until you have the rack back in, obviously for clearance issues. But one thing you got to make sure that you pay attention to is before you put your inner tie rods on, or your outer tie rods, I'm sorry, before you put the outers on in your boots, make sure that your rack is as close to center as you can get it. Because if you have it too far one way, you put everything together, when you go to get your alignment, you're going to run into an issue where one side may bottom out or max out and the other side won't, and your alignment may be off. So it's a little tricky, but you just got to pay attention to what you're doing, and it's really not that bad. The helicopter off in the distance is one of those water flight jet things, because we got a huge fire going on. It's like 150,000 acres over like 40 miles that way. So huge salute to those guys and all the hot shots that are out there working that fire, because I can hardly even see the mountain. It seems to get worse later on in the evening. So yeah, I don't know. I'm out here just absolutely dying from doing a detail this morning with my brother and getting this car put back together. So I can't imagine what it's like to be a firefighter, or the hot shots as they call them out here. I don't know if it's the same term anywhere else, but yeah, huge props to those hotshot guys. I just have the utmost respect for those people. I got the rack back in. So what I've done is, you can see that's the end of the rack right there where I'm about to put the inner tie rods on. So I've measured it and I've turned the wheel as such, and they're both about 3 inches, just under 3 inches in length sticking out. So you'll notice, because this is a different rack, the steering wheel is going to be offset. I don't remember if it was offset before or not, so the way I'm going to fix this is I'm going to just pull the wheel off and then recenter the wheel. And then obviously after this is all put back together, we'll have to go get an alignment. But just want to show you guys really quick something else that you need to know is these little washer things. You see how they have the little tab coming off the bottom there? These little pieces, yeah. So this, you'll see it on the rack. This has to go in. These two little things have to go in the slits that's on your steering rack. And then, like I said, just thread these in like normal. Make sure your rack, try not to move it as much or at all when you're tightening these things down. We're gonna reuse the old boots because the old boots are still good. Slide these on, and then once the new boots are like fixtured in place or tightened down or whatever with zip ties, then I'll go ahead and thread these outer tie rods on. And yeah, this is just gonna have to be eyeballed. So I've got everything put together. I just gotta put the wheels back on. I've been trying to bleed this thing out, and I think there's a lot of air in the system, or potentially I found that the big line down here, like the 17 mil that actually goes to the rack, that one was tight, but for whatever reason it felt like it was gonna just start puking all over. So I loosened it up, I kind of rotated it around thinking maybe the hard line wasn't seated in the right spot. So I'm about to fire it up, try and bleed it some more, see if that fixes it, see if this is still gonna be puking all over, and then we can finish this up. Car is back down on the ground now, wrapping this thing up. So it just needs an alignment, getting the alignment scheduled probably for tomorrow or the day after or something this weekend. But yeah, it's hot. That was a pain. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna end it off here. If you wanna help support the channel, again, I do have merch and stuff in the Big Cartel, stickers, t-shirts, whatnot. I also have one bumper bar left for sale. Harness bar should be out this coming week because I'm getting my parts tomorrow from the water jet shop. So those of you looking to place your pre-orders, better get your money ready. They're gonna be $400 shipped. Anyways, guys, do what you love, forget the rest, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.